Oh no. I think that they gonna be one of those couples that reunite at least 3 times. At least 3 times. I don't know, y'all. But I think they showing us which couples are bound to get back together. Bill and Danny, Anita and Vernon. Vernon over here lying about something. What's the other couple? Nicole and Ted. I think they the couples that's gonna get back together then break up. I think Derek and Ashley gonna get back together after they break up soon. After they break up soon, but okay. Ted and Nicole divorce went through. She said if the alarm wasn't pulled, she would have slept with him. Eva knew that Leslie was behind the fire alarm. She ended up confronting her. Leslie going through, I said, Leslie going through a lot. She going through a lot of trouble just for him to find somebody else, allegedly. Well, I say this. I've been seeing a few things about Ted. That Ted gonna end up with June. I seen something about Ted and Shanice. And who else? They said Ted and somebody else. I think they said a new lady. I don't know. But for sure, I know they said Shanice. And I know they said June. And I said I wasn't expecting the Ted and Shanice situation. I don't know. I felt like she was gonna end up with Derek once Ashley officially leaves him, once she finds out the truth. But yeah, where I stopped it. I said Eva knew Leslie was behind the fire alarm. I said Leslie going through a lot of trouble just for Ted to find somebody else that he wants instead of her. Mona and Laura were on today. They were trying to find out if Nicole was going to take Ted back. If Nicole was going to take Ted back. Ted was so hopeful. He was telling Eva how Nicole came over. He made it seem like they had something going on or something. They almost kissed, and that's when the alarm went off. Anita and Vernon were just questioning Danny and Andre once again about their marriage, and that's all that really happened. What did y'all think of the episode? Let me know down below. But okay, let's talk about it. So I think the episode started with Mona and them, and they were just questioning Nicole because she got some flowers. Carlton. It wasn't from Carlton. It was from Ted. Talking about last night. That's when they started questioning her about what happened last night. Look, she just kept on. She was going around in circles and only to say nothing happened. They did a flashback. They was about to kiss or whatever, and that's when that fool Leslie done pulled the doggone alarm or whatever. So they end up leaving out of there. To finish with Ted and Nicole, he texted her saying that he wanted to know if there's still a chance for them and to meet up at Orphan. So she went. That's when she ends up telling him that basically it's over. He said, I know that the divorce went through or whatever, so they officially divorced. He said he know that the divorce went through, but he's still hoping that, based on last night, that there's a chance, and she told him no. She had already said, had that alarm not been pulled, they was going to sleep together. But Leslie had to go blocking. But I said, I still got hope. Carlton may have rolled in, because they said this fall. Didn't they say this fall? They said soon Carlton and Nicole supposed to hook up. They supposed to hook up. I said, but you ain't no Ted, though. Which may be a good thing, though. We just got to wait to see. I said, it may be a good thing. But y'all know what they say? When you friends with people or whatever, you may just be just like them. We'll see. I know a lot of people also been saying they hope that they bring somebody in for Leslie. Somebody said Joey. And I said maybe that's why they showed the whole little scene between Leslie and Joey where she was kind of flirting with him. I said they get together. Oh, you shoot. Everybody better watch out. They definitely better watch out. But yeah, okay, let's see. That show said he was thinking about Nicole. Eva ends up coming to ask him what he was so happy about. So he ends up saying how he has hope that him and Nicole gonna reunite. She was like, what make you think that she's gonna want to be back with you or whatever? And I love that she was holding him accountable or whatever and just not letting him fully blame her mama and stuff because it was you. And he was taking accountability. He finally said that it's his fault. It wasn't Dana's fault. It wasn't Nicole's fault. It's his fault for having the affair behind Nicole back or whatever, and all this other stuff and lying about it. So he brought it on himself. But once again, he talking too much. I know that's your daughter and everything, but you don't know that girl like that. Every time you tell her something, she go telling her mama. Now it'd be one thing if, okay, you just telling your mama because that's your mama and stuff like that. But this lady done did and said everything just to get this man. Still ain't got him. Just to get this man. Have you learned nothing? Shut up sometimes. Shut up. I don't think she actually told that they was close to getting back together or anything happening, but I'm assuming Leslie knew. That's why she pulled the alarm. But yeah, I was like, stop telling her stuff. She just like her mama. She definitely just like her mama or whatever. I ain't gonna say fully like her mama because she be trying to step away from that. She be trying to talk her mama into doing good stuff instead of doing crazy stuff like she be doing or whatever. But I would like to see Leslie with somebody, y'all. But yeah, Eva tells Ted she's sorry about the divorce, and he was saying how he hopeful. Once again, he ends up sharing what happened and stuff like that. how she came over to the hotel room and everything. I said, had y'all went back to your house, this wouldn't have happened. But I know they set it up like this because, Carson got to come in on his white horse or whatever they be saying. But I said, dog it. But yeah, Mona asked Nicole if she's ready to put Ted the Fair behind her and stuff like that. And she was quoting Bible verses and saying what they said, what they be saying. What God joins together, let no man, break up. I don't think they said it like that, but y'all know, I ain't married. I don't know. Basically, I was like, but it also said don't be cheating too. The people don't like to say that part. It also said don't be cheating. I know that much. It said don't be cheating. But yeah, she was just, her and Laura were just trying to find out what happened and stuff like that. Laura ended up leaving to go do something for her. That's when Mona was questioning her, trying to get her to open up or whatever. And I said, don't tell her nothing either. They ain't that how y'all got in this situation? Well, I ain't gonna put it on them or nothing like that. But remember how they was just gossiping and telling Leslie all this stuff? I said, don't tell. It's certain things you should not tell nobody. Keep it on the hush hush. But yeah, she did end up telling her about her and Ted. But I don't know if she told everything. Well, didn't nothing really happen though. I'm still disappointed by that, but once again, I think that they gonna eventually get back together, but it just depends on how long the show gonna be on. I think it depends. Like so far, I feel like this is a good soap opera, but y'all know, anytime we like something good or something that be different, they either gotta take it off air, or they gotta get new writers, or they gotta fire or get rid of the people who actually bring the show to life. Y'all know it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. From what I heard, they already taking it off certain channels and stuff like that. I said they gotta find something to mess up this show. They just gotta find something, but we'll see how long it lasts, y'all. I know they said already it's been renewed for two. It's already been renewed for the second season. The second season has more episodes than the first one and stuff like that. But once again, y'all know how they be. Anytime it's just like when you find a food or a snack or whatever that you like or a place, and then next thing you know, everybody find out about it, and then something go wrong. Yeah, that's exactly like it. Hold on. But yeah, what else? Vernon was on the phone with somebody. So Anita came up. I had already seen a spoiler that said that Vernon keeps a secret from Anita. So she comes up, he on the phone. What he said, I'm sorry, I can't meet up with you or something like that. And she was like, who were you on the phone with? He talking about something, he was going to play golf with the guys or something he said. You can tell it was a lot of. And she was like, so that's where you been sneaking out to? So you been sneaking out. I said, if y'all make it so everybody doggone cheat on this show, I mean, it wouldn't be the first soap opera, but at the same time, it's like, golly, I said, you could have a soap opera without everybody cheating, right? I don't know. Maybe he not cheating. Maybe he planning something special for her. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, and after he told her about that, and she was like, she got to make a phone call. He made that face, that guilty face that they make all the time when they lying about something. I said, oh my goodness. I said, he keep his secrets too. I said, everybody in the family done been cheated on. I said, everybody in the family done been cheated on. I said, it's only a matter of time. What else? They showed Danny and Andre. She said she's not bringing more shame to the family because she ends up seeing Leslie. Leslie's just over there with the earphones on, just jamming and stuff like that. And she wanted to go confront her. And Andre was like, he proud of her and all this other stuff, but she got up to go confront her anyway. That's when Anita ends up calling her, inviting her and Andre over or whatever, just so they could interrogate them for the 1,000th time. You know, before y'all both asked these folks if they loved one another, you knew the answer to that. You know doggone well they don't love each other. You knew that. You knew that. Y'all ain't been listening. They telling y'all without telling y'all what's going on around here. But yeah, let's see. So she was like, can we do it tomorrow morning? She was like, no, we're gonna do it now. So they end up going over there. So that's when Anita and Vernon wanted to discuss Andre and Danny marriage. Danny was saying how she's grown or whatever. She ain't got to explain none of them, but they still end up explaining things to them. Vernon ended up taking Andre in the other room. Anita had Danny. They both asked the same thing. Do y'all love one another? Neither one of them said, yes, of course I love them. They just said, I love them enough. I love them enough. Good enough. I love them a little bit. I love what they do for me. Whatever they said. But yeah, they was like, so I take that as a no. You knew the answer to that. They just want these folks to get a divorce. I mean, I feel like, once again, Andre more into Danny than Danny into him, but they both doing the same thing. She gonna sit up. Nah, that's the part. I almost forgot. I can't believe it. Hold on. I almost forgot. This girl gonna say, I'm over Bill. I'm done with Bill. What she said? Let me see if I wrote it there. I don't think I did. She was questioning Anita was questioning Danny about Bill and if she was done and stuff like that. So why she gonna tell? I said, how does that help your case? She was like, yeah, I'm done. I even took him the first key that went to his building over there at the law office and stuff like that. And Anita was just looking the same way I was looking. How that mean you over him? I said that if anything, it's sentimental, like she said. I said you just. She's like, it may not be over for him, but it's definitely over for me. That's why you been thinking about him. That's why you been thinking about him. That's why you ain't told your husband that y'all been kissing. That's why you ain't told your husband that y'all been running around here kissing and stuff. I was like, I said, liar, liar. I said, now, and then when, rewind, I about to say fast forward, rewinds back to the club. What they say the name of that club is, I don't even know. Back to the club that everybody want to be at. She was saying, I think Andre spotted Leslie first, and he said something, and she had looked at her and she was like, "Oh, it's the other." Oh, I almost said it. It's the other WHORE. It's the other one or whatever. Now, once again, I ask y'all. Now knowing, well, we all know that Haley only using Bill and she trying to take him up out of there, or whatever. But at the same time, do y'all feel the same way? Like, do y'all think that Danny has now become Haley? I mean, they ain't slept together or nothing like that. I feel like they gonna sleep together, but I don't know, cause they also showed Joey questioning Randy about Haley and stuff like that. So I'm assuming he heard everything, or either Vanessa told that they was together. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm wondering also, somebody think that Joey gonna tell Bill. I said if he mentioned that $10 million, then he may not. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. I mean, Bill did warn him, so maybe he gonna do the right thing and warn Bill. We'll see. But where was I going with this? It was something. I don't forget now, y'all. I didn't say what I didn't make the point that I wanted to make. It was something. I think about Danny. We was talking about Danny and Haley. I think if y'all thought that now, if they sleep together, that she would become like Haley, or do y'all excuse? Because I seen a lot of people on TikTok saying that she'll never be like Haley or whatever. But at the same time, if they married and you sleep with that married dude or whatever, especially now that you're married, even though y'all marriage is full of baloney, it's a load of baloney or whatever. Would that make her the same, or what? But what else? Let's see. Let's see. All right, did I already say the fire alarm went off before Ted and Nicole could do anything or kiss or whatever? Yeah. Let's see. Leslie thinking about what she did. She was sitting there thinking about pulling the fire alarm, and she just proud or whatever. And I said, once again, you did all that, and I feel like they definitely do. Aside from the spoilers, because we don't know who he gonna actually end up with. I say he ain't gonna end up with Leslie. He'll end up sleeping with her again. I can see that happening, but actually being with her, I don't know. I might be wrong. We'll see. When he said something about the alarm went off, Eva immediately started thinking about Leslie. I said, she know her mama. I said, she know her mama. But yeah, Eva knew that Leslie put it along. She said, told Ted she had another errand she had to run. That's when she ends up confronting her. Leslie tried to play it off at first, but that's when she finally admitted. She was like, she ain't gonna let Nicole get with her man or get back with her man and all this other stuff. It's like, girl, you gonna feel bad. I said, they need to hook up with somebody, but I don't see nobody that's available as of right now. Vanessa got Joey for now. For now, until she find out what he been up to, then I can see them joining forces. But aside from that, I don't know, because Carlton over here with Nicole, unless Leslie try to go out to Carlton next, I wouldn't be surprised at all. What else Andre said? Oh, Andre ends up saying his intentions toward Danny haven't changed or whatever. That's what he told Vernon. And I was like, he be lying too. I said, he be lying too. What else? Anita asked Danny what she doing. She claims she's moving on from Bill. Eva confronted Leslie about pulling the fire alarm. Leslie admits it. Mona hosts Nicole going to get her husband back because she said she had to go. Eva told Leslie she could have called somebody to hurt themselves when she pulled the alarm because people could have been running out and all this other stuff. I said, she don't care nothing about none of that. I said, she don't care. Y'all be trying to explain stuff to her, and why they ain't locked her up yet? Since we're on the Leslie subject, why is she still walking around and she running people off the road and stuff? What the word going on? And injecting them with, what she injected that girl with? I don't know. She injected her with something. I said, they ain't, I'm assuming they done with that storyline, y'all. I don't know. We'll see. The ending scene was Nicole and Ted talking. Nicole and Ted divorce went through, like I said before. Nicole tells Ted that love is not enough. She ends up hugging him, and that's when she leaves. I said, you almost had her. I said, see, all you had to do a long time ago is to go get her. You had to go over there while everybody was gone. They ain't nobody in her ear trying to get her advice, telling her what to do, like Anita and Vernon over here talking to Danny and stuff. I said, all you had to do was remind her why she fell for you and not sleep with Leslie. Set boundaries like people been saying. That's all you had to do. You was this close. You mean to tell me that these folks reuniting and having a doggone wedding that was uncalled for? Like somebody said that wedding was so uncalled for. I agree. I said that. Well, what was the point? What was the reason? What was the reason? But yeah, I said all you had to do was go set up something special for her and remind her. But no, you had to go do something stupid. Because she also said on today's episode that she was telling Mona that Ted had hooked up with Leslie recently or whatever. I said, exactly. You messed up. That's all you had to do. Carter ain't had nothing on you, but now you do. Now you do. Well, at least she ain't go sleeping with Carlton. At least she ain't go sleeping with him while she was still married, y'all. I mean, she did kiss, so but that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a good rest of the night and be safe.